Hey, Flipside people, creators. Okay, so obviously you're going to have, or you're going to need to know the basics of Unity in order to really get this working right. So I'm going to assume that you already have the basics down. I'm going to walk you through how to add triggers to your objects in Unity. So let's say you open up a scene. You're going to make a cool scene. I just have this one that I created that I've already done some demos on. And I'm just going to go over here to these boxes to give you just a quick idea here. And if my microphone is all like funky, I'm using Bluetooth mic that I found a free app on my phone because I don't have a good mic for this. So yeah, I'm going to keep going here. I'm kind of tired, so bear with me. So as you can see, I'm selecting this box that says hit me with a ball. And if you look over here in the inspector, you have to add a collider element. So go ahead and find your element by going to add component, typing in COL, and then it comes up, and then add your collider element. And then if you open it up, you're going to have on enter and on exit. So this is going to be, well, trigger 4 too. You can change this to either anything that has a collider on it or just your hand or your index finger. I just chose hands for this example. And then I added a few things. So I have an animator controller and an animator connected to this object. I have an audio source. And actually, yes, I have an audio source and I have a light on a rigid body. So my light is set to 0. Oh, wait, the range. Oops. Range is going to be 10. Intensity is going to be 0. And then I'm going to go up here to my enter. And now you're going to change it. You're going to click the add button. I just added these. So it's going to be empty when you first start it. So you're going to click on the plus sign. I'll just do it down here to show you. And then you're going to change this to editor and runtime. And then you're going to drag your object that you're on. So you're going to get your box or whatever you have into this folder or into this little spot right here for now. And then I'm going to delete that. So basically I drug over the box in here. So I'll just make it on. So you're going to change this editor and runtime. You're going to drag this over here. And now you're going to go to the function property and you're going to select something. And my it's right now and it's kind of blurry. I'm a little worried. So for instance, I dragged it over here. I went to audio source and I went to play delayed float. So what's going to happen there is it's going to bring up this little spot for typing stuff. You can type in a number and that's basically how many seconds is going to go by before the audio plays. I just put 5 seconds. I also drug over my box here and I chose transform look at just for fun. So I went into transform. I went down to look at transform. And then I created a empty game object and just kind of put it in the scene someplace. And I dragged that empty game. I just named it look here. And I dragged that over into this spot. So what happens is the object will turn and point in that direction of whatever the transform is of the object here. I also changed the material. So this is pretty sweet actually. So you can drag it over and then you can go into mesh render. And then you can go to material. Where did it go? Here, right here. And then you can drag any material into this spot right here, and then it will change that material. And then I also went and did, since I added a light to this object, it's going to give me the option to mess around with the light component. So I just went, once you drag the light in, it gives you the option for light. It won't be here unless you have a light connected. So I went to light float intensity, and then you can change intensity of the light right here by putting the number. So I have it set to 0 now, I believe. I can look. Intensity 0. So basically when I touch the box, the light will turn on and be, no, I don't want it at 1. Oh my gosh, no, not 10. I'll do 1. That's right normal. So then in order to test all of this, you can start the game and then press fire event, and then it will go off with everything that you just put on there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. First, I'm going to save my scene. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to hit fire event, And then if you wait 5 seconds, that little sound will go. There we go. So basically what's gonna, so when I touch that box, I know it says hit me with the ball, but you can ignore that. That was just for my other demo that I did. But basically, if you touch this box with your hand, this is going to happen to it. And right now, it's pointing up at a different box. But anyway, I'm going to stop the game. So basically, that gives you a really cool idea on what you do. And I haven't even played with everything yet. There's a lot of different options that it gives you. And if you're wondering about on exit, so basically if you put your hand in the box and then you take your hand out of the box, you can make other things happen as you take your hand out. So I could technically make it go back to normal when I remove my hand from the box. Or you can do pretty much whatever you want. Another thing is I have this other box here. I have a cool little animation on it because I haven't really showed you guys an animation yet. So basically if I start the game and I click on fire event, you can see it starts changing colors, and I'll show you how I do that because I did that in a different video and someone's asking. It's actually super easy. So let me go ahead and just change over here. So basically you're going to put an animation on the box. So I just click box, and then you're going to go to animation, and it's going to give you the option to create a new one. You're going to create a name it, save it, and it's going to bring you to this window. And then you can animate it. In order to animate the colors, you basically go down to your material, and you open it up, and then you have to make sure you hit the record button because otherwise it won't be recording anything, and then you're changing everything, and then change it back. Anyway, you hit the record button, and then while you're recording, you move it to the different time on the timeline, and then you can just go into the color and change the color. So basically every time you see one of these I just change the color. So I just clicked here, change the color. Oh wait, you gotta hit record. See, I didn't hit record. So you have to hit record and then change the color. So I'm gonna change it to white. So right there, it's gonna be white. I'm gonna go right here, and then right here, I'm gonna change it to black. And then right here, I'm actually gonna change it to metallic. Hits right there, and then I'm going to turn the smoothness all the way up, and then when I go right here, I'm going to change the metallic all the way down. So basically it's going to start changing the metallic and this as well. So that is how, and then you just uncheck the record, so then you can even watch it. So if you go back and you hit play, you can watch it in action, and that's basically what it's going to do, and that's really cool. And you can also move it if you wanted. So let's say I want to move it upwards really slow. So I just clear, hit record, go up to my transform, or you click on the box and then drag this up right like this. And then I want to make it go down. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm just going to go down. And then if you hit play, go back here, beginning, hit play. So now it's going to basically just keep doing that in a loop when you touch the box. So then if I play the game, or I'm sorry, I missed something. Okay, so but in order for all that to go and work, you're going to have to go into the Animator, which I actually did not put on my screen here. So let me go ahead and add that real quick. Okay, so you have to go into your Animator, and when you click on the box, it's going to bring you to a little thing like this, but it's not going to start like this. It's actually going to start with just your animation, which would be box colors. I named it. You're going to right-click and create an empty state. So I already created my empty state, which is this one right here. You're going to right-click on it and set it to default. I'm going to delete that because this one was already mine. So I'm going to set this to default, and then you're going to right-click and do Make Transition, and you're going to transition it to your box color animation, which I already have done that. So now you have the transition, but we're still not done. So what you want to do is you want to go over here to your perimeters, and you're going to click on the little plus sign, and normally it's empty. You're going to click on the plus sign, you're going to go to trigger, and you're going to make a new trigger, which I made mine already named box colors. So I'm just going to delete this one. So name it box colors, and then you're going to click on this little arrow, or this little line, the transition arrow, and you're going to uncheck has exit time. And then for conditions, you're going to hit the plus sign, which I already have mine, but you're going to hit plus, and then you're going to choose which there's only one right now, so it's going to automatically be box colors. And then if you want it to loop, you have to make sure you double click on it, and then over to your right, which will be a loop time, which will be checked. If you don't want it to loop, then you're going to uncheck it. If you want it to go back to its original state, you would then drag a transition line right back to the new state and then just leave it the way it is. And then it will, when this animation's finished, it will go back here. So you could have another animation so that when this one's finished, it would go to this other one, and whatever, you can keep adding to it, which we'll get into another time. But for now, it's basically just going to loop through the colors, and it's going to just continue doing that. So that's how, oh, and we're still not done. Okay, so in order to trigger this animation, you're going to go back to your, where was I, this one? Yeah, you're going to go, no, you're going to go back to your animation. Oops, let me get to the right scene here. So then you're going to go back and you're going to do animation set trigger. So you're going to drag it in, set trigger, and you're going to change this to the trigger name, which would be box colors, which we named in the perimeter. If I go back here, you can see, where did it go? Oh, the perimeter name is box colors. So basically you're triggering it, if that makes sense. So then basically once you press or touch the box, it's going to trigger the box colors trigger in the animator to trigger it to box colors. There's other ways to do it, like bools, but this is the easiest way right now. And then when you remove your hand, you could make it do something else. So then that's where you can add other triggers to the box colors. You could actually trigger that to do this or to do that, you know. So when you move your hand, it would trigger it to do a different animation. Super easy. I mean, it's, once you start getting the hang of it, it's really easy. But again, basic Unity experience is definitely going to help you if you've done this before, or if you've made games. You might want to watch some Unity videos to get some more information on animation or the Animator window. And then let's go to another one here. So I have this other one, which I have text on the box. And, you know, this wasn't really working in game time, or it wasn't working when I hit fire event for some reason. So I don't know why. Let's just try it again. So we're going to remove this quick. So I have it set so basically my text changes. So when I touch the box, the text that says touch me disappears, and then some new text is displayed. However, it wasn't really working. Let me try it again. Yeah, I don't know if it would work if I tried it in the game. So I don't know if this one's actually working. But what's supposed to happen is, like I said, the touch me text would disappear, and the new text that I named, what did I name it? I named it good job would appear. So basically that tells you that you can make objects. Oh wait, it's static. Oh duh, that's why it's not working. I have it set wrong. Game object set active. Here we go. Oh, my jaw hurts. Set active. There. So I changed it. So now if I play and I hit fire event. There we go. See how it changed to good job? We'll try that. I'll show you again. So now it's on touch me. When I touch the box, this is going to happen. Bam, good job. So you can also have other objects go active and inactive if you want. So you can make this one disappear. You can have another one pop up. It's really cool. You can pretty much do a lot with this. I mean, whatever your imagination, really. And so far, that's pretty much, well, so that's how this triggers all work. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. I can definitely make more tutorials on specific things. Just let me know what you want to see. And again, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.